Hey Dennis, how can I help you today?
Hey Raj, I've just got some questions written down about our first assignment. Can I ask you about it?
Oh sure, go ahead.
Well, firstly, I am just not too sure why do we need to write this first assignment? What is it about?
Okay, now Dennis, the reason we have put your placement organization report as a very first assignment is based on the feedback from the past students. So students have told us the more they have understood about the organization, the more research they have done about the organization, the better they felt throughout their placement, the more confident they felt throughout the placement. Hence, we want you to understand the structure and understand how the organization functions so that you can be more confident and comfortable throughout your placement.
So in a way, this assignment is structured in a way that to better prepare me for the placement?
Absolutely. It's for you to understand your organization well, where you will be spending few more weeks.
I see. Because I was reading through all the instructions in the course book. I mean, one of the questions, in there were a lot of questions that were used that could help me to describe and analyze the organizations. Do I need to use all of them?
Now, that's a very good question. Those questions are basically a guideline for you to start thinking about how exactly you'll be planning and preparing your report. Now, you don't necessarily have to answer all of those questions. So you can, based on your understanding of the organization and based on how well you think those questions fit in, you could use them.
So I don't need to address all of them.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, that's great to hear. Because I found some of those questions may not be applicable to my own organizations.
Perfect. As I said, they're just a guideline for you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, my next question. Sorry, I still got quite a few.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. The next question. I understand that we need to analyze these organizations. What does it mean by analyzing the organization from a health system perspective?
Now, you are doing a bachelor's in health sciences degree, right, Dennis?
That's right.
So in the past few years, the knowledge and the understanding which you have gained about the health systems and the health sciences, what we want you to do is we want you to use that lens and look at that organization through that knowledge lens and see where exactly your organization is placed in the health systems and accordingly describe it and analyze it.
So in a way, I need to analyze in terms of where does my organization sit within the health system.
Exactly.
And its relationship with other healthcare organizations.
Precisely.
Stakeholders?
Precisely. Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now because I was quite stuck with that. The next question would be, I understand that I also need to analyze the organization using either a SWOT or PES analysis. Now, which one should I choose?
Well, that's totally your choice. You could decide to choose either SWOT or PES, or if you want, you can even combine them together. So that's totally up to you and how comfortable you feel describing and analyzing your organization with respect to those two models.
Okay. Now, this is my first time writing a formal report, and I had a look at the structure for a formal report, and one of the first things that came across my eyes was I need to include an executive summary.
That's correct.
What is it?
Now, executive summary is basically a one-page brief of your entire report. So basically, your summary should reflect what exactly your project or the report which you have written is all about.
So it's a summary.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Now, my very last question.
Okay.
Now, I also need to include a placement plan in my first submission. What is a placement plan?
Now, placement plan is a very, very important component for you, Dennis. And a very important tip for that is you need to discuss this placement plan with your supervisor. The organization supervisor, you need to discuss this with them, and based on that discussion, you need to come up with a placement plan. And there are two key components to this placement plan. The first is your personal and professional goals, and the second one is the substantial piece of work or the project which you will be working on for the next few months in the organization. So you need to give us the details of those two components briefly.
And why is it so important that I need to submit this one right now?
It's extremely important because your final assignment, which is the fourth assessment, that will be based on the project which you have done for the organization. So when in the first assessment, it'll give you the opportunity to have all those questions and discussions with your supervisor, so you are clear and you can demonstrate that to us that you are certain that how exactly and what exactly you will be doing for the next few months.
Okay. Oh, that's really helpful now. Now, if I have any more questions, where else can I find helps?
Now, we have planned 4 seminars for you throughout this semester, and those seminars will be the opportunity where we will be discussing a lot about your assignments, and that'll be a perfect platform for you to discuss and ask all the other remaining questions if you happen to have those, Dennis.
Thank you so much, Raj.
My pleasure. Take care of yourself.